Hey everybody, welcome to another episode. I'm Rob.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Andi.
Okay, 20 minutes, conference room. Everybody's in there!
My voice cracked in the intro.
Did it? Oh,
really
man, I'm
bad.
sorry. I tried to do a little something different for Michael Scott, but it might have been a little bit weird. You know what? Let's just...
I picked up on it.
It was
I got
good.
it.
It was good.
Everybody in the conference room. Yeah, that was much better. We should have just stuck with
cool.
that.
Yeah, that
Anyways,
works.
hey, welcome to another episode, guys. As always, thank you so much for listening. Make sure that wherever you get your podcasts, you subscribe and leave us a review. And if you leave us a 5-star review, then we'll read it live on the air. Somebody this week left us, like they gave us 5 stars, but they didn't write a review.
Thanks, Mom.
So thank you for the 5 stars.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We'll definitely take it. We really appreciate it. But man, write that review and we're going to read it out loud.
Tell us what.
Yeah.
Dang.
Say hello.
Make sure that you tell a friend about the show. It's a great, tangible way to help out. And make sure you check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/anofficepod. Tonight, in honor of Michael Scott grilling his foot on a Foreman grill, which we will get into.
We are grilling right now on a Foreman grill.
That's right. We are grilling our
It's
feet
not
on
bacon. I'll give you one guess.
No, we talked about sort of like the silliest or like most ridiculous injuries that we've sustained. And it's some
And
good
somebody
stuff.
had a George Foreman injury.
That's right. Amazing.
Believe it or not.
Is that a lie?
You have to join Patreon.
Yes,
to
you
find
have to find out if we're being deceitful by joining Patreon. And speaking of Patreon, we just want to say thank you so much to our sponsors. That's right, our $20 patrons, our assistants to the regional manager. We're talking about Saf and Brian Cavazos. Thank you guys. You're amazing.
B-R-Y-A-N. He would know what that means.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what is that?
So tonight we're going to break down season 2, episode 12, the injury. We're also going to take a look at the Jim's prank leaderboard. No prank this episode. But we did have a new contender.
Michael Scott's life just one big prank
Sort
in
of.
this episode?
In some way, yeah.
So we will take a look at the leaderboard, and then we will also head over to the Dunder Mifflin subreddit and get some good quality content coming from Adam Jones. Do you have a banger for us tonight, my friend?
Yeah.
I love it.
I have a running list of ones that I've saved, and so I
It's
just
going to be good.
got to go find it, which one I saved.
That's right. And so tonight, like I said, we're going to break down season 2, episode 12, the injury. But before we do, he's sitting here so quietly, so just ready, just chomping at the bit. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us tonight, our special guest, Date Mike himself. If you followed our antics at the office trivia pub crawl, Date Mike himself, Mr. Ethan Pope, sitting in. How's it going, Ethan Pope? How are you?
Hey guys, how are you?
Oh my gosh.
I love you guys so
Why are
much.
you taking a bow? It's not weird. It's
No,
fine.
it's fine. It's totally good. It's great. It's great.
He's still
dude,
bowing.
How are you?
I'm so good.
I'm a
It's
huge fan of the show.
The Office.
Just the
We're
no,
a huge fan
I've
of you.
never watched this show before. Only listened to your podcast.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's very confusing,
Yeah.
but I love it anyway.
You guys are awesome.
It's like, I don't know what this is.
Wait a minute. Is that legitimate?
No.
No,
if
that,
it-
that can't be. Come on.
Ethan, I think, might know The Office better than me when I
I
quote
don't know
stuff.
if that's true, but I
We're-
appreciate. I take it as a compliment.
Pretty,
We're in so much
pretty,
yeah, I appreciate that.
Ethan, my friend,
Yeah.
a couple of things. We want the people to get to know you. We want
Sure.
You're a man of the people. The people need to know who you are. So, really quick, break it down for me. Who is your favorite character?
Okay.
Who do you most relate to as a character?
Ooh.
And then what's your favorite episode
You're
of all
going to
time?
say Phyllis, aren't you? All right, let's
I
hear it.
love Phyllis. So my favorite character, and these may be lame.
No.
So I'm
There's
sorry.
no wrong
That's right.
answers.
No.
I feel like my favorite character has to be Michael.
Okay,
It's
of
just,
course.
It has
That's
to be
great.
Michael.
That's
Okay.
great.
My favorite episode is this one, but also a little bit of
He chose
basketball. The
this
basketball
one.
episode.
Okay, yeah, basketball is
Yeah, I
great.
chose this episode to be on because it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, and I love the
wow.
basketball episode
Yeah.
in season 1. And I think I relate to Kevin.
Oh, my, okay, break that down for me. That's so
it's
good.
the M&Ms.
It's the. I just feel I'm like a little dull, you know.
Whatever,
A little-
dude.
No, I a little. I'm a little bit of Creed, a little bit of Kevin. I
love
drive a
this.
van sometimes, so a little bit of Meredith.
Fancy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's so
I'll
good.
read 50 Shades of Grey, and so a little bit like Phyllis.
Uh-huh, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just
And there it is.
Yeah.
dude, the faces of Scranton right here joining us right
There
now.
you
Oh.
go. I'm a little bit of everyone. I'll say that. How's that?
That's so good. That
Great.
is so good.
Great.
I love
Excellent.
it.
Wait,
Alright.
I want to hear specifically, how are you like Creed?
I am,
Did you just fart?
That's
and that is how I'm like
he's
Creed.
Creed.
That is exactly how I'm like Creed.
There you go. So on that note, guys,
That was a cup. Just in case anybody
It was actually my hand.
Oh, okay.
See?
There, see?
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't you hate when you do that though? It's like, no, I wasn't farting.
No, but that's what
and
you-
it's like, I'll try to do it again.
Yeah, you have
and you
to rep
can't
when
do
you
it.
can't. Yeah.
You do it like for 3 hours. Like I can do it again.
And you're like, I swear.
I swear.
Let me show you it was not a fart.
That reminds me of an old. Did you ever watch? I think I've asked you guys this question. Did you ever watch Mad TV?
Yes.
A little bit.
Okay.
Without my mom's permission, yes.
Oh,
So,
sure.
Mom, if
It
you're
was
listening,
sneaking around.
No.
I was sneaking around watching it for sure.
Oh my gosh. It reminds me of this bit, and I think the guy, his name is Phil Lamar. He sits down on a couch and it makes the noise.
Sure.
And everybody is looking at him, and he's like this really cool guy, and he's like, "It was the couch," and he's like rubbing on it and like trying to like grind. He's like
Yeah.
grinding on the couch trying to make it happen. And then eventually at the end, like he's trying so hard and getting into it that he actually does fart, and it's so good. It's so good.
And I'm almost embarrassed to admit this, so I probably should stop talking. But I did this one time in like elementary school where I did fart, and I blamed it on my chair, and I was trying to reenact it for my friends, and of course it didn't make the same noise.
Oh,
I tried
man.
to cough and fart at the same time.
Yes.
And I just
Yes.
coughed and then I farted. And so everyone's attention was on me.
Dang.
I'm like
They're
coughing.
like, "What is wrong with you?"
Get your
I get
life
that.
together.
Yeah.
No, dude, worst scenario, it's like vivid, burned in my mind. It was like 8th grade summer school, and this guy sitting next to me legitimately farted out loud and then said, "Excuse me." And I looked at him like, is this guy a psychopath? Like, what is
You are
happening right
not
now?
excused.
Yeah, if you say excuse me afterwards, you're for sure a psychopath.
What is this guy's problem? Oh my gosh.
Like normal everyday. Whoop, excuse me.
Excuse me.
Yeah, like who the heck owns that, dude?
But
What's your problem?
I used to work at a hardware store, and I was helping this customer once, and he was talking, and then just stopped talking for a moment, farted, and continued. And the only thing worse than not like talking
no.
about it is not talking about
Just
it.
ignoring it.
It's like it didn't happen. I heard
my
it.
gosh.
Everyone heard
One
it.
time, we were watching a show with our friends. And they had their dad visiting, and he was watching the show with us. He wasn't asleep. I thought he was, but he kept on farting. So I'm like laughing, trying to laugh quietly, looking
We're
at my
trying to watch
friends.
Game of Thrones.
Wait,
by
how
the
many
way.
times is he farting? in
Multiple
this-
times before we realized, oh, he's not asleep. He's just sitting there.
He's just enjoying his
farting.
time right now.
Wow.
I want to
that
be
is-
so
So
confident.
he's
that I just
watching
do
us
that.
hold back our laughs.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
I want to be confident enough to just fart anywhere and everywhere.
And say, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
yeah, just be, excuse me. I farted.
Yeah.
If you didn't hear, that was
Excuse me.
farted.
I'm like, to that guy, I'm like, don't own it. Like, I'm almost like wanting to raise my. It was me.
you claim it. Just,
Blame it
That
on
reminds
somebody,
me.
dude.
Is it Homer Simpson where they're in an elevator? And
No,
he
that was
farts?
Family Guy.
Oh, and he's like, it was you.
He's in an elevator with one other person, farts out loud, and then says, "It was you." So, there you go. Well, we digress. We spent
we really
a lot of
got it.
time
Did.
just talking about farting, so that's really great.
well, when
Because
you
of
invite me,
Ethan's hands.
when you invite me into a
Air quotes.
podcast, we're going to talk about farting.
I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. All right, so let's jump into this episode. So tonight, Mike is disabled. Dwight is a brand new man. Stanley is learning nothing. And Pam makes a new friend. This is The Injury, Season 2, Episode 12 of The Office. All right, so the episode opens and people are in the office. They're kind of mixing it up. Oscar is talking. I'm assuming it's to Jim about the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I did not even pick up about the Lord of the Rings.
You didn't pick that up? He's like, oh yeah, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Like, it's really long if you watch it back to back, but it's good. It's really good.
Oh, interesting. I guess I didn't even hear that.
It's just like some like random banter. That was interesting.
Nerd alert.
That's right.
nerd alert.
But then suddenly, sort of the harmony of the office is disturbed because Pam receives this like panicked phone call from Michael, and we hear that he has hurt himself very bad. He needs a ride, and then Jim decides to put him on speakerphone, which is pretty amazing. And we find out that he burned his foot on his Foreman grill. Mm-hmm. And really, there's no way for us to break it down. It's better if Michael just explains this, so we're going to let him in this clip here. Check it out.
Your foot on a Foreman grill.
I enjoy having breakfast in bed. I like waking up to the smell of bacon. Sue me. And since I don't have a butler, I have to do it myself. So Most nights before I go to bed, I will lay 6 strips of bacon out on my George Foreman grill. Then I go to sleep. When I wake up, I plug in the grill. I go back to sleep again. Then I wake up to the smell of crackling bacon. It is delicious. It's good for me. It's a perfect way to start the day. Today, I got up, I stepped onto the grill, and it clamped down on my foot. That's it. I don't see what's so hard to believe about that.
So, okay, 2 things. Number 1,
I've got a bunch of things on that.
is it weird that he lays bacon out overnight?
That
Just
was
raw,
my first
I was
question.
just thinking that.
It's got to be refrigerated.
like just
Yeah.
raw bacon
'Cause it's
sitting in
be-
his bedroom floor.
Whether it be frozen or raw, 8 hours later, it's going to
Oh, it
be...
could be frozen. That's true.
If it was
And it could-
frozen, though, I mean, that's still...
It's
be
Michael
who
raw.
Scott.
freezes
It is
bacon?
not frozen.
It's so
You
good.
could assume that. It's
But
not
if
frozen.
it's Michael Scott, can't you buy its pre-cooked, dried...
Oh, sure. It's like beef jerky.
But
it's
it's, not going
almost
to be
like
the
it- yeah.
smell. He said
No.
he likes waking up to the smell of bacon.
I guarantee
that's
you.
so
You know,
unsanitary.
I get
But
it.
that-
I don't have a butler either.
Sure.
Hard life.
Yeah, I know.
Hard times.
Well,
So
little
you are
problems.
like the butler of you have kids.
yeah,
you go.
that is
So
true.
you're like a butler.
yeah.
So
You know
kids-
what? I should set
you
up
have
a
a
George
butler.
Foreman in the room.
Wait a minute. Yeah. So, can we get some bacon going?
I'll make sure to plug in the grill on your side of the bed.
Okay, wait, one more thing. Though.
Yes, no, yeah,
I
I'm-
thought this is 2005, 2006.
Sure.
They didn't have smart outlets back then.
No.
Because in the winter...
Oh, sure.
We use a smart outlet that I set on a timer from my phone for our space heater in our bathroom, so the bathroom's warmed up in the morning, so you don't
Oh,
sit on like a
babe.
little
Welcome to
toilet.
Wait,
the
can
future.
I be
Yeah.
honest? What is a smart outlet?
It's basically like a thing that you plug into an outlet, right?
Uh-huh.
And then but it doesn't get power.
Oh, Rob doesn't know.
It doesn't get
I'm not
power
alone.
until
alone.
you tell the schedule to click it
Yeah,
on.
you either
Sure.
click it on from your phone or you
Yeah.
set up a repeating schedule or something. But like, and I was
Mm.
thinking like, see, you could do that, and you wouldn't even have to wake up.
But
You
they
just
used
wake
to
up
have the
it.
ones.
Oh,
My
that's
dad
good.
uses
We
one for
should
Christmas lights
try
with
that.
the
crank.
Oh,
crank.
there you
And
go.
it's so confusing.
Yes.
It is. I have
So
no
he could
clue
set
what
it
time
to
it's
like
coming on.
8 hours or like 6 hours. That's what the crank
Yeah.
is?
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or like it's gonna come on at like 7
Crazy.
a.m.
Oh my gosh.
I love how he says it's delicious. It's good for me.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
yes.
It's
Meat.
good for me.
Hey, science is out on that.
That's true.
We'll see.
Let's be honest.
We'll see. All right. So then Michael asks Pam to come pick him up. She's not going to do it. So then
I love it.
he basically says to send Ryan and make sure that he brings toilet paper because he's out of. And I love that Kevin's response is, "Can't you hop?" And
I mean, yeah.
he tried to hop, but then he hit his elbow, and now there's a protuberance. He hit his funny bone.
I have a question. I wanted to ask you guys this.
Absolutely.
What ply of toilet paper does Michael Scott use?
Oh, this is a big discussion.
It's a
great
good question.
question.
I think.
I wonder if he would be the cheap kind that's like Angel Soft,
Sure.
you know? Or
Wait.
maybe he chooses that because he likes.
The cheap kind?
Isn't Angels? Yeah.
I feel like Angel Soft is like very expensive.
No
Andy,
Yeah, I think it is too.
Wait, is it?
Dang.
No, like Charmin.
Andy's using like a beach towel.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're all like,
Oh, dang.
we've got
She's-
kids. We've got Costco everything.
Oh sure.
Okay,
So,
well, I don't know.
I
what
mean,
that
it's
is.
good, but it's
Uh-huh.
Costco.
Oh, I don't let my kids use toilet paper.
Oh.
Oh, of course, hands
Sure.
all the time.
Yeah.
That's how they got to
Too
learn.
expensive.
They got to learn. I feel like he's a fancy boy.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay, what's fancy?
I feel
Like
like
3-ply?
Charmin?
I feel like he's like, let me get one strip of 2-ply and another strip of 2-ply, put it together for a 4-ply,
Whoa.
What?
and then I'm gonna do my business.
Michael Scott?
I think he's a fancy boy.
I wonder if he would use a cheap kind but say that it's fancy. Like he would
Oh,
communicate
okay,
it
he
as
could.
if
Sure.
like I use this fancy stuff, and then it's like I always thought Angel Soft was not fancy, so now I don't know what else to say.
Who knows?
What do you do, like Target brand?
I mean, I buy Great
Walmart?
Value 1,000-piece roll, and it's about half ply.
I'm telling you,
So
he would know cheap.
Is it quarter ply?
This is our coupon.
I used
boy.
to work with a guy who used to try to convince me that. He said, if you try good toilet paper, it will change your life.
And
I
you
just-
refused?
I just told him I said no, because then I'm not going to want to.
Because you
Yes.
want some of that
But doesn't it
friction,
get
right?
stuck in
When
your
you want.
butt?
Yeah, it's kind of like, you got to make sure you get it all.
I don't
It's
know
too
if I
soft.
want to know the answer to this.
Once
but it
again, we're
can't-
talking
it
about
has to
poop.
fall apart up in you.
Oh,
No, but it doesn't, though.
Up in
Well, but I
you.
use, use a couple.
Yeah, you make
Sure.
a mound.
You little.
well, that's
I mean,
why you
you
have
probably
a
use
sink in
more.
your bathroom.
He has like a pom
He
pom.
has a bidet. Actually,
Oh.
you would be.
You know
one
what?
that would get that.
I used a bidet a week ago.
How is it?
Very enjoyable.
Just like for fun.
Change your life.
Well, for
You
fun.
know somebody that owns one?
Yes, and it was shocking at first,
But enjoyable?
but then after a couple hours, after the initial shock, it's very nice.
Okay.
And then
I'm
do you
fancy
just
boy.
have to like
Yeah, you
let it
are.
air dry after that? You just stand there?
Some have an air dryer.
I don't know. Yeah, some do. This one didn't.
We're good friends with one of our neighbors, and they've literally said, you need to come over to our house and try our bidets
That's
sometime.
kind of strange. I just
Like,
rub
do
my
you
butt
only
on the
use
carpet.
it after
Oh,
number
that's good.
2?
That's
Like a
good.
dog.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So for a boy, do you only use it after number 2?
Yes.
Good question, Andy.
So you had to
Yes.
go number
Yeah.
2 at a friend's house?
Yes.
My mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed there for a week. I couldn't hold it that
can we
long,
take
Andy.
that back? I don't want to know that.
He doesn't have an appendix anymore. He can't hold it that long.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it works? I
Yeah,
don't
of
know.
course.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that
gosh.
affects it.
So then nobody wants to pick up Michael until Dwight walks in and is sort of like appalled at everybody and like, what is going on? As soon as he hears what's going on with Michael, he's in rescue mode. He runs out, jumps into his Trans Am. He peels out, crashes into a pole,
Come on.
gets out of his car, pukes on his car.
On his car.
As Michael's shouting, don't send Dwight.
Don't send Dwight.
Yeah.
Please don't send Dwight.
And then he leaves his bumper, by the way, which is that's pretty rough. And the last thing we hear is Michael basically saying, "Please don't send Dwight," but it's too late. He is on his way. So then Michael arrives. Dwight goes and rescues him. Michael arrives on crutches, and today he says he wants to just be treated normally. Normal would actually be really nice after the trauma that he's experienced. And I love that, like, as soon as he's like in the middle of this monologue, he gets close to Jim, and Jim starts popping the bubble wrap.
Yes, yeah. Where are you shipping this?
Yeah,
Yeah, his bubble cast. Where are you shipping your foot?
so good.
Where are you shipping your foot?
Where are you shipping?
Where did... Oh, never mind. It was a Patreon reference. I forget. Not everybody's there yet.
That's right, not
So
everybody
get
is.
there
Get there.
so that I can make these references.
That's right.
Sure.
So then we cut into Michael's office, and he is just getting the 4-star treatment. Dwight has a little pocket fan and is fanning his foot. He asked about some, if they got any messages. There was no messages from Pam, but he's basically, so what was so important that you had to stay and couldn't pick me up? And for her, it was doing my job.
Yeah.
I love that
Sure.
she didn't tell corporate that he hurt himself. Yeah, he was so upset.
Cooked his...
Yes.
No, I did not tell corporate that you cooked your foot.
Burned my foot.
That's right. And then I just love that in the middle of that conversation, Dwight's hand slips and hits the foot with the fan.
He
and,
looks totally checked out.
he just loses his mind. So then Michael basically tells Pam, like, look, I just want to be treated like a family member who has experienced or undergone serious physical trauma. Is that too much to ask? And Dwight says that as the assistant regional manager, he will care for him. Part of his duties are to...
See, when I first heard this, I thought he was referencing
Yeah.
what he just said.
Yeah, I will take care of him. Part of my duties are to.
R2.
It's just
Sure.
it's
C2.
so bad.
It had to be done.
I almost did it, but I let you do it. And then we're
Is that a
starting.
preposition? Anybody here a grammar Nazi?
Oh,
No.
no, for sure not.
Oh, you're not
No.
supposed to end with a
I Google
think
everything
that-
I have to spell.
I Google
Anyways,
everything.
I'm not going to try and do
I
it
know
on the
nothing.
show. Okay.
Yeah.
There's the Kevin coming out.
I mean, office.
As long as there's not a red line or a blue line under it after I type it, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
And even then, I'm kind of like, eh.
Actually, in your
fine.
show notes here, there's a few.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm kind of like, eh. Anyways, so we're starting to get this idea that like maybe there's something going on with Dwight after the accident. I mean, if the barfing on his own Trans Am wasn't enough,
Yeah.
things are getting a little
Sure.
bit silly with him. And if that wasn't enough, then we get Dwight at his desk just endlessly typing his name in all caps.
Dwight.
Yeah.
He's trying to remember.
I like how
who
he
is.
licks his lips and then just keeps going.
He's like really
Like
into it.
I'm on it. I'm ready to get work done today.
This is what I'm doing today, and I'm doing a great job at it.
Look at how efficient I'm being. So then we cut back to the conference room, and Michael has like this, like basically like a hospital room.
Yeah, he brought pillows and a comforter from home.
Yeah, he's got like a quilt
Yeah.
and like
It's a
a
great way to
couch.
spend
It's
a day
what his
at
mom
work.
would do.
He's got a couch set up in there, and
Actually, you have an office now, Adam.
I do.
You
for
can
the first
totally
time.
do that. Quilt, couch.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Oh, baby. Wrap your feet in bubble wrap. No one can touch
Just for
it.
fun.
Yep.
So he sent Ryan to get him lunch, and Ryan just got him like a feast of a lunch. Do you see
Three rotisserie chickens
worth of dark meat?
of dark meat.
This
Which
is
was-
Ryan. Why do you think he did that?
How do they do that? I want to know how they do that. Did they take the? I want to know.
What do you mean?
So you-
How do they
Like,
do what?
did they just sell Ryan 3 chickens, like 3 rotisserie chickens, and he did it himself, or he just? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did he strip them of the meat
Yes.
himself? That feels like a Ryan thing to do.
Sure.
I guess.
It feels like Michael told him to do that.
He's going to go the extra mile.
Yeah.
But there was no yams. And Michael is very upset and surprised.
Okay, what is a yam again?
It's like a sweet potato,
Yeah,
right?
it
Yes.
looks like a sweet potato,
Okay.
and it's mushier.
You've
when
never
you
had a
cook it.
yam
Really?
before?
I thought they were the same
Sweet
thing.
potatoes are like no, they're not. They're not
Is
the
it
same thing.
mushier pre-cooked?
Wait. I
No,
thought
no,
a
no.
yam. Okay,
After.
let's super break this down.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
this is important.
Okay,
this is-
yes, yeah.
So there's 2 kinds of sweet potatoes. There's like a
Sure.
white one and an orange one.
Oh, I only know
Yes.
the orange ones.
Oh, I already.
Is-
What?
What? There's a
That's a
white
potato.
We're breaking new ground.
Wow,
That's a
toilet
potato,
paper,
dude.
yams.
one. Russet is different. That's
Oh,
brown
wow.
on the outside, white on the inside. You were thinking of that. Sweet
You're going
potato
deep down the rabbit hole.
is
There's also a sweet potato that's brown on the outside and white on the
See,
No,
that's
inside.
what
no,
I'm
no,
saying.
it's more tan. It's
Andy
more
thought I
tan
didn't
and
know what a
bigger.
potato was.
No,
Like, oh no, the brown round thing, that's a potato.
No.
No, I knew.
Okay, I mean, yes.
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 Potato.
Oh my God.
Right on
I
the
didn't
nose.
know there were multiple types of sweet potatoes.
yeah, me neither.
What, you thought a yam and a sweet potato was the same thing?
I did.
You know why you thought that? The
'Cause I'm an
South.
idiot.
You're
Oh,
from the
sure.
South.
I'm from the South. Yeah.
Because to you guys,
Oh.
the South is like everything is sweet potato, and then you add what, like some sugar, brown sugar,
Is that
some
ins-
marshmallow
is that
on
insulting?
top.
Wait.
I'm very insulted.
Okay.
I know
Oh,
this
yikes.
is sort of going off the rails. Okay, so
Oh, Rob's gonna give us potato history.
yeah, okay, so it's time for Potato History 101 with Rob. I'm gonna put a little jingle right here.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, there is a white sweet potato and there's an orange sweet potato.
Uh-huh.
And in order for a yam to be a yam, isn't it just an orange sweet potato that's been sweetened up?
What do you mean by sweet?
What does that mean?
I literally do not know what
Okay,
we're
I'm
talking
gonna
about.
Google right now.
Rob's making
Is
stuff up.
a yam a sweet potato? Look at that. It's auto.
You said
it's
is
auto.
a Y and it said yam.
The sweet orange-colored root vegetable that you love so dearly is actually a sweet potato. Yes, also called yams are in fact sweet potatoes.
different potatoes.
Most people think that long red-skinned sweet potatoes are yams, but they are really just one of many varieties of sweet potato.
So a yam is a sweet potato.
High five.
Sweet
I'm right.
There you go. There you go. Thank you.
That's a
Now-
potato.
Here is my next
That's a
question.
potato.
now that
They're
we've
all potatoes.
now that we have settled
my
the
goodness.
sweet potato yam
We gotta
debate.
close this
What
up.
is, no, we're not. This is one last question. Where do you stand on sweet potato fries?
Oh,
'Cause
so good.
they are terrible.
Wait,
What?
what?
They're a shame to the fry family.
Who are you?
Holy-
Actually, I forgot to show you that corner over there. The door.
Yeah, you're.
Oh my
Bye.
I've never.
Bye, queen.
I actually don't think I've met somebody that doesn't like sweet potato fries.
I don't hate them.
Uh huh.
I just don't love them.
Actually,
in
that's
the-
true of Rob too.
I'm in the same camp.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
We
Do
have
you,
to
go,
get 2 different fries when we should be able to share because I like sweet potato, he likes regular.
do you Ethan, do you ever eat at the Habit?
Of course,
How do you feel about the tempura green beans?
I get them every time.
Oh, baby.
But also
Okay.
with fries.
Okay.
I get both.
Okay. We're on the same page. We're on the
Okay.
same
No,
page.
I love sweet
You're not
potato
alone.
fries.
You're not
Me
alone,
too.
my friend.
Love it.
These
Oh,
ones,
please.
these ones over
They
here on
high
this
five.
side of the table, they're
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, we high fived.
That was an aggressive high five. My hand like bounced to my head.
So, anyways, now that we've settled all of that stuff,
Potatoes.
Very important part of the episode.
Wait, are yams sweet potatoes?
Yes.
They're
Yes.
the same thing.
Yes.
yes,
Google
yes,
it.
they are. I did.
We did.
It's full circle. History's repeating. What's happening? We're caught in a time loop. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Okay, anyways.
I don't understand. That
Exactly.
reference,
Not,
but that's
not
fine.
everybody's
Yeah,
going to
okay.
get
I got
that.
it.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So then basically we go back to Pam's desk. She's trying to load songs on this like MP3 player, and Dwight is like, "Whoa, is that a Prism Duro Sport?" And she's like, "You've actually seen one of these?" And he's like saying it's like way better than an iPod because it's like chunkier and solid, which said no
weird.
one ever.
Yeah.
But he tells her about like the Russian website where she can get songs for 2 cents a piece. And then he's like, "Oh, but all the songs are in Russian." Just kidding. Why would they be? So we're getting like this Dwight who is
Fun.
Likeable.
kind of likable,
Yeah.
Yeah.
fun, kind of charming,
Yep.
joking around, cutting it up, being helpful, all that stuff. And then See you later, Pam.
Pan.
There's just like a moment where it just cuts, and he's like, "See you later, Pam."
He's
And
like, who am I?
"Yeah."
But did
was
he
that?
ever write down the website?
No, he
I
didn't.
know. I
don't think
noticed
he
that
did.
too.
No.
So she's
It
probably
bothered
like,
me.
wait a minute. How am I going to get my free
Yep.
music?
You're like, "Yo, cameraman, zoom in. Let me get that website."
Yeah.
But yeah, we're starting to get like this nice Dwight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
likable Dwight.
It's kind of
I don't mind
refreshing, kind of different.
A little scary.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit like
little
a little bit
terrifying.
like somebody who might fart and then say, "Excuse me." So then Pam's phone rings, and it's Michael, and he needs Pam to come there right now, and she won't go until he tells her why. I need you to rub butter on my foot,
I would like to know why. How is that helpful?
and then he makes it very clear that he has country cry.
They say to rub toothpaste on burns, right?
what?
Have you heard
What?
this?
I've never heard
Oh,
of that.
I knew butter was wrong.
I knew for
that.
sure.
I knew
not
grease,
butter.
fire, and butter.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
two things.
Yeah,
Just
no
don't-
goes.
don't
Don't-
put that back on.
But
don't
toothpaste.
rub
toothpaste,
fire
I wonder
back on
why.
it.
Tooth.
I don't know.
Okay, hang on.
Baking soda?
I'm gonna
Maybe.
Google
it.
Baking
Toothpaste
It smells nice.
on.
maybe that's it.
Maybe it covers the
Minty.
burning flesh.
Burning flesh smell.
Sure.
For years, this is straight from bustle.com, by the way, so you know it's legit.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea what website that is. For years, it's been suggested that putting toothpaste on a bird could actually soothe the damaged skin. In fact, toothpaste can actually do more harm to your
no.
burn than good. Modern toothpaste is often filled with harsh whitening chemicals and pungent breath fresheners.
Pungent. They're like, gotta
peppermint.
save these people from
No
the
wonder
bad
I have scars all over my body.
Yeah, this hasn't been working this whole time.
He tried to rub toothpaste on his appendix. That's the
That's
problem.
true.
It
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
At the hospital, like, now just
Exactly.
take a little dab of your toothpaste at home and put it over the scar.
You'll be fine.
You'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Oh my! Put some toothpaste on it. And so,
Well, dang, I was right about the sweet potatoes.
that's true.
Wrong. I'm okay.
One
I'm
for
fine.
two.
One for
One.
two.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're doing fine.
I'm okay with it.
No problem.
Yeah.
You're doing better than I usually do at this. So then when Pam is not going to show up, Michael just starts losing his mind with the crutch against the window calling for Ryan. Oh, that's ridiculous. So then Dwight is back at Pam's desk, and he has this like sweet cover that he's putting on her MP3 player on the Prism Duro Sport.
So many questions.
Hit me.
Why does he have that?
Maybe he ran to the store.
Do you think he left?
Amazon was not around.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is not a common, to my knowledge, a common MP3 player. So
That's why he
does
has it.
Maybe he
because
has
he's
one.
white. Yes.
Maybe
Anything
he has one.
uncommon, unpopular, that's what he specializes in.
Is this a real thing?
Rob is like
Hey,
Google Rob today.
Don't give it
Yeah.
away yet, man.
I'm asking. Is it
He's
a real
sitting
thing?
on the Ethan is sitting on the right side of the table where he can see what Rob is
Yeah,
Googling all
usually,
the
I
time.
see
usually Adam and
everything.
Andy are on the opposite side of the table, so
So
they
we
don't
have
know
no
what's
idea
coming.
We
what's
don't
going
know
on.
what's happening.
He's just right here with me. Well, hang on a second. So,
It's not real.
do you think that he actually went and bought, like he like left the office to go buy a
Maybe.
cover?
Does he want to be a good friend?
I don't know. Who knows?
He knew what it was
Yes.
and why it was better. Maybe he had one and
But
he thought,
if he would have had one, he would have said, "I have one too." Right?
I guess that's true. I was gonna say maybe
Anyone-
he took the case
Oh,
off of his and gave it. But
Plot holes.
maybe he left. Maybe he left
Yeah.
to get one. Okay, so I did Google Prism Duro Sport. And if you go to durosport.com, it's there. And right now they have the Prism 6000. It says
Yeah, I'm seeing this too.
it is the result of nearly half a decade of market research and intense engineering efforts. It looks like a communicator off of like Star Trek
It
or
does.
something that like I don't know, like a steampunk dude would put together.
Oh, sure. Look at their motto. It says, "This is not your father's Zoom."
This is not your father's Zune. Oh my gosh.
That is amazing.
You can get your Prism Duo Sport, people.
How much was it? Did you see the price?
You know what? Let's just go right back.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I almost put Duroport. Durosport.com.
Okay, I might have just found something really deep on this.
Okay, talk to me, Adam Jones. Unpack the Durosport.
On Reddit, there's a reference to this. And it looks like this is a joke.
Oh,
This is
Oh,
a-
wait a minute. Oh, for sure. Look at this universal remote that has like
So
wanna
it's
see
a
it.
comedic. It says it's a comedic website, and The Office took this reference and made a joke of it
Oh,
on
no,
the air.
that
So
makes
that's
me
what it
so
is.
sad.
that's rad though. that
Well,
they
it
would
makes
do
me
that.
sad. I wanted to buy it.
Okay, if you get a chance, if you're on the Durosport website, go to the universal remote. It's like 3 remotes sandwiched
Oh, I
together.
love
Oh, I do see
That
that.
looks
Yeah.
like a power weapon. Like that could take someone
You could
out.
stab
That's amazing.
somebody.
Oh yeah,
my
that's
gosh.
funny.
There you go. All right, the drill sport.
And it just is on page products.
That's right. So then we have a clip coming up here, but Dwight is just being super nice. He's making all these connections with Pam, and Jim and Pam start to make a startling discovery. Let's take a listen to this clip.
So, I guess Pam and Dwight are friends now.
Oh, God, no. Dwight isn't my friend. Oh, my God. Dwight's kind of my friend.
Her face. I love that. So then we cut back to Michael, and he's in the conference room, and he's on the phone, and we find out that it's his mom. And he doesn't need any help. No, he's not going to call Jan because she would just make a big stink about it.
She'd get worried.
And then from the conversation, the one side of the conversation, it becomes apparent that like his mom already knows that they broke up, that it wasn't mutual, and that it was Pam who told her.
Why are you chatting with Pam?
What are you doing talking to Pam? Oh, Pam, gossiping.
I would if two things. If I had Michael Scott's mom's phone number, I would, or maybe she just calls in to talk to him. I would want to converse with her. I'd want to know.
Oh, for
what
sure.
this
Yeah.
Who is the woman who raised this man?
Yes.
Sure.
And secondly, how did the show never have an episode with Michael's mom? That is another question.
Oh,
That is interesting.
that would have been awesome.
So
And if you think about it too, think about Pam's day. I would want to chat it up too with people who calls.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. I mean, how many phone calls do you think she gets? Not enough.
12, 1,300 maybe.
Oh my gosh.
somewhere in there.
Very busy
Yeah.
office.
Very busy.
There you go. So then Angela is in the break room. She's buying some candy. Dwight comes in, and he's just being super flirty. Like, you're sweet. You're sweeter than candy. And then gives her one of those, like,
He gives her like the
Andy
like
knows
quadruple.
what is
yeah,
this?
like a drum roll on the butt.
What
What
does
is this?
Andy
A butt
know?
roll.
What is
Yeah,
this
butt
called? You seem to be in the, you know.
Wait, what called? A butt roll?
Yeah. Can you, what's the
Wait,
technical
a butt
term?
roll
So
sounds like
you seem to be one that would know about a butt roll.
It's like that.
Butt roll.
It's like a.
it's a butt roll. It's like a drum fill. Like
Andy
a
has
drum
this,
roll on
yeah,
your butt.
Andy has this thing. Yeah.
It's like he's playing.
Wait, I want to know. Help me understand the connection between what
Andy-
her
Yeah.
butt roll and how you know
Andy
that she's
should
an expert
explain
on this.
She has this thing. Even today at work, you made some comment about
Oh.
grabbing somebody's attention by grabbing their butt.
And just walking them to where I needed them to be.
It's just her thing.
Just grab somebody by the butt and take them where you want them to go.
Grab life by the
Does she
butt.
do that with
That's right.
you?
I want to get that as a tattoo.
You know what? Butts are a very forward, aggressive way of getting things done. Like,
Of course.
listen,
There, see?
butt.
Yeah.
Listen, this is what I need. Let me, butt.
Just grab you by the tuchus. And then when you do a good job, I'll give you like a bongo, like a bongo butt.
3 or 4 bongos.
Okay, so we're saying like, it's a drum roll or a bongo?
But,
Oh, it could be.
but what I don't
be a
get was the
bongo.
original question. Like, what were you trying to get out of me, though? What did that?
What do you
What
call
do you need me to explain?
what Dwight does to Angela when he's saying, "Do you like candy? Oh, you're sweet like candy." And he goes,
And then ba-da-da-da,
Oh.
he tittles her
Oh my-
buttocks.
Fiddles.
"There, that."
Twiddles?
Oh, tittles.
I don't know. He fiddles her buttocks.
Tittles.
He tittles and swiddles and fiddles her buttocks.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my goodness.
It's
Yeah. I
It's
plead the
flirty.
fifth.
Okay.
It's
well,
flirty.
yeah.
It's just flirty.
Yeah.
It's just what you do
It's
when you
just
like
flirty,
someone.
yeah, yeah.
You
And she
Tiddle
hated
the
it, but
butt.
also loved it. Right?
Wait,
Like,
did she love it?
I
it's
think in
Angela,
her
though.
heart she
Oh,
loved
she
it.
In her heart of
loved
hearts?
it.
Yeah,
She
I
loved
agree with
it.
that.
So her mouth
She just
said,
had to pretend to hate it because she's Angela. What?
Yeah.
Like, if it's not a cat or a baby, she hates
She
it.
hates it.
So her mouth said, "What is wrong with you?"
Yep.
But her heart said, "Do that again."
do that again.
Said,
That's exactly what I was
"Bow,
gonna
chicka,
say.
bow."
Play me like a bongo drum.
Oh my gosh.
I feel the heat.
Oh my
I was
god.
gonna sing the Rhythm of the Night song, but I forgot the
Of
words.
the what song?
Rhythm
You know
of the
the
night.
Rhythm of the
Oh.
Night.
Gonna feel it in the
Yes.
night.
Yes.
The morning light, gonna get a tittle on your butt and a tittle on your butt.
Ethan, why do you know the dance to that?
I don't know. It's my
Well,
favorite
that
song.
was fun.
He's got the
My
moves.
Feels the
favorite
rhythm.
song.
He's got the beat. Anyways, so then maybe my favorite part of this entire episode, we got a clip coming up here. Ryan and Toby are hanging out in the kitchen
this is awesome.
eating string cheese, by the way. And Michael enters and he needs to use the bathroom. And he makes his way in and
And we all need to remember it's just his foot.
it's
The
just his,
ginger-
Yeah.
just
his
the foot.
George Foreman grilled foot. Here we go.
Exactly.
Check this out.
You know, around age 12, I just started going for it. You know?
Help me.
What happened?
I fell off the toilet.
How?
I'm caught between the toilet and the wall.
Caught between the toilet and the wall.
No, not you. Someone else. Get Pam.
I think Pam's gonna want to come into the men's room.
Get Ryan. Oh, he needs to lift me. And he needs to clean me up a little bit. Bring a wet towel.
Ryan is dead.
No, he's not.
Dead.
I just
Dang it,
saw
Toby.
him.
No. Can you just get up yourself? You only grilled your foot.
Yeah.
Freaking Toby, dude. It's
Get
so...
up myself. No! Ow!
Oh, you hear like a water splash.
Oh! Oh! God!
How did he fall off the toilet?
Oh, man.
It's just his foot.
It is just his foot. I love Toby in this moment because he's like both like slightly empathetic because he didn't have to.
Sure.
He didn't have to stick his head in the door and be like, "Are you okay? What do you need?"
Right.
But he's also just like incredibly ruthless and direct. Like, can't you just get up yourself? You just grilled your foot.
Your foot. I actually didn't notice the splashing of the water before until this moment.
Yes.
Yikes.
And how'd that happen? Like, what did...
I don't. What do you think went in?
I feel like he, if I'm
his
imagining,
hand, sure.
he went to boost himself and then his hand
Oh,
slipped and his
yes.
hand went into the
Ew.
dirty,
Oh no! Chop it off after that.
the dirty bowl.
And it had to have been dirty because
I'm going to need him to clean me up.
Yeah.
It's very quick. He must.
That was quick.
He's quick on the draw. There you go.
Sure.
When you got to go, you got to go.
That's right.
There's so much poop talk in this episode. Holy cow.
When you invite me
it just happens.
to any event, any function, wedding, funeral, poop
Dookie.
is usually in the conversation.
Ethan Dookie Shoes Pope.
Yep. My last name is Pope, and it sounds like poop. There you go.
Yeah.
There you
An extra O.
Just an extra O and take away the E, or keep the E. Could be silent. It's fine.
It's French.
Poupe.
Poupe.
It's French. Poupe.
Poupe. Oh my gosh, this is the worst. So then,
And now you know why I'm Kevin.
so good.
There it is.
I'm Kevin.
I think you do, Mom. So then we cut back to Pam's desk. Pam and Jim are hanging out, and Jim is like, he's asking her, he's like, are you starting to see if there's something weird going on with Dwight? And she's like, he's being super nice and helpful. Yeah, isn't that weird? And he's just sitting there staring into space. But then Michael has righted himself. He is out of the bathroom, and he is furious. He's ready to address the team. And the question he asks is, do you know what it's like to be disabled?
Good question.
Now, Phyllis chimes in.
I've been pregnant, so there's
Is that disabled?
We're talking about being disabled, not a woman's trouble.
Oh!
Which is what Michael says to Phyllis about her scoliosis.
Yes.
Dang it, Michael. Creed was in an iron lung for a while.
How old are you?
You ever done research on that stuff? Is weird.
Yeah, dude.
It's polio, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
And
Nobody really knows how old Creed is, huh?
No.
He's been around
I
since
do-
ever.
I do want to point out, he is still of sound mind. We're waiting for the turn.
Oh yeah. You
We're
mentioned
waiting
this
for the
before,
turn.
yeah.
Where is the turn for Creed? Michael basically says that he's the only one here with a legitimate disability. He has a little breakdown with Stanley, who basically says that his foot looks like mailboxes, etc. And then Michael basically calls everybody jerks. He says, if Stevie Wonder was in that bathroom, what if Stevie Wonder was in there? Like, you wouldn't leave him. And of course, Phyllis is like, no, we love Stevie Wonder.
He gets so mad.
We would never leave him.
That's when Michael fills with rage.
That's right. That's when he starts to see red, and that's where we get the great, that's it, 20 minutes, conference room, everybody in there.
Yep.
It's the call. It's good.
Everybody in the conference room. 20 minutes.
And then we get that great little side where Dwight makes eye contact with Creed and says, Dad?
I could see it. Can't you?
Oh my gosh.
You know,
He could be his dad.
I just watched this episode and I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
It's quick.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's super.
But then he just stays staring at him like in awe, like this is my fault.
I'm gonna make a rumor and put it online that Creed is Dwight's dad.
I now think that he might be.
Yeah.
It's funny because Creed seems to have one of those pasts where I wonder if that moment Creed was like, oh no, he found out.
Oh, sure.
Or Creed's like, it was the 70s. How would I know?
How would I know? Man could have slipped in.
How would I know? He could be, and then he just starts calling him son.
It was Woodstock.
Creed
right?
would.
Yeah.
So in the conference room, Michael has put together a presentation about being disabled and showing respect and all that. And while they're waiting for a special guest to arrive, he wants to take the time to appreciate some disabled icons, and he has some pictures on the wall. So one of them, it's definitely FDR.
Sure.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah.
Okay, one of them is Larry Flint. Who is the lady? Is that Helen Keller? The one who's like next to,
probably.
It could
Yeah.
be.
Yeah,
like
I
next to
think
the
so.
record player.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I wasn't sure who that was. But then we also have Forrest Gump,
Uh-huh.
and then we have Tom Hanks on the big keyboard with Robert Loggia. To which Michael says, "Philadelphia, AIDS." And everybody corrects him and makes it clear, no, that's from Big. He grew to a man overnight, still a disability.
Still works.
Yeah. So Stanley during this time is doing a crossword puzzle. Michael is like, "Stanley, are you learning nothing?" And yes, that's exactly it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Learning nothing. So the guest arrives, and it's Billy Merchant. He's the office park owner, I guess, or the property manager.
Or something like that.
Yeah, he would have arrived sooner, but somebody parked in the handicap space.
Michael's face in that moment where he's like, "Oh, okay."
You kind of know. Yeah,
Yeah.
you kinda know exactly who it was. And leave it to Michael. Like, do you think he's pulling in and he's like, "You know what?
I deserve this.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna park here."
He believes everyone's like, "Park there, Michael."
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
You deserve
everybody
it.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Absolutely,
Yes.
Michael. And so we have a clip here, but Billy, it becomes apparent very quickly that Billy Merchant is there for one reason, and Michael has invited him for a completely different reason, and it becomes clear. Let's check this out.
Hey everyone, I'm Billy Merchant. You may have seen me around here before. I'm the properties manager of this office park.
You are so brave. You are so brave.
Thank you. Actually, I've been meaning to come by here for a long time.
But it's hard for you, right? Because you're in a wheelchair.
No, I just have a lot of
Yeah,
properties
I
to
love
manage.
it.
Let me ask you something. How long does it take for you to do something simple every day, like brush your teeth in the morning?
I don't know, like 30 seconds?
Oh my
Gross.
God.
Yeah.
That's
Yikes.
3 times as long as it takes me.
And gross.
Gross.
How did you get in your wheelchair?
This morning? Just like every other morning, just climbed on in.
Hey, not funny, not funny.
Hey, relax. Just joking around here.
Well, that's good. He still has a sense of humor.
Listen, I've actually used a chair since I was 4 years old. I don't really notice it anymore.
Well, they do. They notice it, don't you? You notice it. It's the first thing you saw when he rolled in here, isn't it?
I want to clamp Michael's face in a George Foreman grill.
That is how I feel often.
So, yeah. Okay, so number one, Michael basically only takes 10 seconds to brush his teeth, and that seems to be the focal point.
Oh, sure.
That's gross. That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
But Billy Merchant only takes 30 seconds to brush his teeth. That's
I'm
pretty bad, too.
telling
That
ya.
too.
That's
That's
pretty
pretty
gross.
bad,
Isn't the rule like 2 minutes or more?
It's
Like
2
no
minutes.
less than 2 minutes?
Yeah.
I have an
It can't be
electric
less than
toothbrush.
1 minute,
There
No.
you go.
yeah.
I like that.
right?
According to the... what
Does
is it,
anybody else
the
have an
ADA?
electric toothbrush?
Yes,
American
I
Dental
do.
Association?
Mine
It-
counts for
It
me.
Oh,
counts
sure.
for me.
Do
Yeah,
you,
30
do you have a
seconds
quip?
on
Do
this
you use a
count.
quip?
No.
Oh, quips are
Quip's a little
nice.
bit too trendy for
Oh,
me.
we have...
We have quips.
We're not
So it's
sponsored.
like
But after this, they are going to
They're not sponsored,
sure.
but hey, Quip, hit us up and
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
checkout enter an office pod for a 20%. I'm sorry. But no, we got.
Just try it. Let us know if it works.
There you go.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
we got Quips, and it does the same thing where it's like it'll like do a vibration to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
change the
Change-
quadrant.
You know what?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
last
Sorry, every
time
30
I was
seconds.
at the dentist, they said, I can tell you're a very good brusher. And then they mentioned, but not a good flosser.
Oh, no.
The shame.
Which is very
For
true.
the first time in my life ever, I remember I went to the dentist a year ago and they said,
A year ago.
your gums are bad. I floss every day now and they're like, your gums are great. So, success story.
All right.
It really
I
works.
need to be an
It
Adam.
works. Believe it or not. They don't lie
Because
to you.
even when they said, you're a great brusher, bad flosser, I didn't change my ways.
Oh, Andy.
Oh.
I just love that they looked at
Why
Adam.
am I kicked out of this podcast?
You can't be
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You can't.
I just love that Adam was at the dentist and they just went, "Your gums are bad."
That's what they said. They're like, you need to start flossing. I was like, all right.
It was a receptionist. You just
Yeah.
said, hey, how are you? I have
Hi,
an appointment at 3. They're
yikes.
like, gee.
Wow, your gums are bad.
Whoa there.
You're bleeding all over the place.
Scandal, man.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so number 2, Billy Merchant thinks that he's there to just sort of give some general info. So initially when he says, I'm the property manager, and the first thing that Michael says is, "You're so brave, so brave."
Yes.
Like, what is he thinking in that moment? Like,
He's like, happens to me all the time.
oh my gosh,
That's what everybody says when they see me.
it's ridiculous. So yeah, so
This really was one of those, like, you need another corporate to step in and do a conference. What are those?
A training, some sort of
Very-
sensitivity
seminar.
Yeah. So Billy gives some general parking info and all that good stuff. Dwight appears to have a question. He just has his hand raised, to which Billy's like, yes. Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Oh, for the love of God, yes, what? And so just another Dwight. It's a little weird. Like, he's just got his hand up and he didn't even know. So weird. And then Michael basically starts to compare himself to Billy, to which, good for him, he just says, you know what, I'm going to cut you off and leave.
Love that. He's like, whatever I was intending to say is not important. I'm out of here. Goodbye, people. Figure it out. Don't call me.
Yeah, I love how Michael takes this disability, air quotes, so seriously. All the friends that I have had growing up that are like in wheelchairs think nothing of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
They just like, this is like, they would never act like Michael does in this episode.
I know. It's so bad. So then as Billy is leaving, this is also one of my favorite parts. As he's leaving, he's at the elevator with Jim, which is interesting that Jim felt the need to walk. Is this just like...
I thought that was weird too.
Is this like a cool guy Jim moment where he's like walking out with him and just apologizing?
That's what I think it is.
Sure.
Or maybe like, I'll get the doors.
But like, isn't that a little... Is that... I
Now,
guess...
see that's over the... That's crossing the line.
Yeah, like, is
No, I really do think it was... Like, he's walking around saying, I'm super sorry.
Yeah.
He's like,
okay.
you know.
Yeah,
That's
kind of what I wondered too. But as he's leaving, I love that Billy says, "What is wrong with that guy?" And as he's trying to explain, he's like, "No, the moon-faced kid."
He's like, no, I know Michael Scott. I know that answer.
The moon-faced kid. I think he has a concussion. What does it mean to be moon-faced?
Yeah.
It's a round face, maybe.
Just like Man in the Moon,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or just like a big white face
Or that.
with lots of
We
craters.
need to see a picture of Dwight.
I don't know. It's just interesting. We're all looking at a poster of Dwight in the office right now, or in the studio. The moon-faced kid. Anyways, he's like, "Hey, I think you might have a concussion." To which Jim is like, "You know what? That's starting to definitely make some sense." So Ryan has come back from, I guess, another errand. He basically says, "Hey, I found the pudding that you like at a gas station
In Carbondale.
in Carbondale." Now, do we need to go to Google Maps and see
Scranton to
Oh, yes.
Carbondale.
how far away
They did
is...
not have fresh yams though at the gas station.
Unfortunately.
true.
Sweet potatoes.
What kind of gas station is this?
Seriously though.
Yeah, in Scranton specifically, that didn't have any fresh yams.
If I was Ryan, though, I'd want to drive that far. I mean,
If you're getting paid, you're getting paid, right?
Yeah,
So might as
go
well.
for it.
Okay. Okay, so I just went to Google Maps and did Carbondale, PA to Scranton, PA. The quickest route would be via a business route that would be 15.9 miles.
Oh, that's
pretty
not that bad.
Well, how long is that by car?
25 minutes.
Okay.
One way.
Yeah.
So that means that Ryan drove almost an hour.
Yeah, just to check for yams.
But
To
to
a
get
gas
out of the
station.
office, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean,
Out of the
Ryan
office,
works in
yeah.
that office. I'd go for it.
Now, he drove at least an hour round trip to find this pudding that Michael likes at this gas station. But we're assuming that he only stopped at that gas station.
Right.
Sure.
He probably made multiple stops.
Sure.
Yeah,
This was like an all-afternoon thing to find the pudding.
But I'm with you guys on this. I would just take any opportunity, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that definitely makes Michael feel so much better. And then we also find out it's because Ryan crushed up 4 asprin into the pudding, just like he does with his dog.
I love when he says, "Ryan's kindness healed my foot."
He says, I can feel the blood coursing through my foot veins.
Yeah, my body is healing itself.
You know what? If I were to make an office T-shirt, that would be the quote: "Ryan's kindness."
Oh my gosh. So then, as Michael has made his miraculous recovery, Dwight at his desk collapses. And it's become apparent, yes, he's got a concussion. So Jim and Michael are going to take him to the hospital. Meredith is going to let him use the van. On the way out, Dwight is like making helicopter noises.
Yes.
To sound like they're like in Vietnam. He smells chicken soup.
Have you guys ever had a friend or yourselves had a concussion?
Not me.
No.
No.
I had a good friend in high school growing up that was a wrestler, and I think it was a second or third
That's so
concussion.
common for us.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, and they just mentioned this, and he was a smart kid, and he is a smart kid. Nothing's wrong with him.
He was.
He was.
The jury's out now.
Why did you do air quotes with that?
He's a real dummy now.
He actually does actuating for insurance companies, which basically means he just figures out the probability of something happening. Anyways, at his last concussion, when they said you should just stop wrestling, he said, I remember going... He doesn't remember much, but he remembers his friends telling him he went to the locker room and started crying and then started laughing and then started crying. Like, apparently you can have really wide mood swings when you get concussions.
The only thing I've ever heard is like the definitely don't let him fall asleep.
Sure.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, they do say that. But I didn't understand until I knew this situation. There's like really drastic mood swings.
That's
it like affects your like...
What happens if you go to sleep? I mean, maybe you die.
I always assume that it just like invigorates the brain damage.
Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, it's something to do with like you just won't wake up. I don't know the details of it. Oh, Google Rob here.
Why can't you fall asleep with a concussion?
On my back.
Come on, Google. See, you can watch The Office and we can have a great time breaking it down, but you're going to learn a lot of random stuff.
That's right.
We learned about potatoes. There was a lot of poop talk.
Tag a friend who has had a concussion.
That's right. How far is Carbondale from Scranton, PA? Here we go. Sleep actually is good and helps the brain recover. Crap. Thanks, Google.
Well, okay. Well, that's not true, I guess.
Well, then if you have a concussion, just
wait. No,
lay
okay.
Sleep for
down.
like 12 days.
Okay, this is at marshfieldclinic.org. It says myth.
Sounds
sleeping safe after suffering a concussion. This is what it says. A person can go to sleep following a concussion if he or she is awake and able to hold a conversation. No other symptoms such as dilated pupils or trouble walking should be present before sleeping.
Okay.
What if you're misleading people? Read another one.
Okay, here's what it says. Okay, I went down and
We're not liable for it.
Exactly.
I know, disclaimer.
Yeah, everybody in the conference room is not. What happens if you fall asleep with a concussion? Sleeping after concussion. If a person who is injured is awake and holding conversation, you can let them fall asleep as long as they are not developing any other symptoms. Blah blah blah. Maybe it's a myth. Maybe it's like not that big of a deal.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna give Adam a concussion.
Okay,
and then we're gonna let him fall
this
asleep.
is for Patreon viewers.
That's right. You have to sign up for Patreon.
And I'm recording. Go.
Don't.
But for real,
is that a good sound?
Yeah, that was good.
Don't.
Okay.
No, that wasn't believable at all.
But seriously, consult a medical professional before you give yourself a concussion and then go to sleep. Okay, anyways. So he's making Vietnam chopper noises. He smells chicken soup. He has this really sweet moment where he's saying goodbye to Pam, and she's like, "It's not going to be the same."
Yeah.
You're adorable.
Yeah, all that great stuff.
Yeah.
And
no, I didn't know that was a quote from The Office.
You were just saying that to Rob.
Oh, thank you.
I was just telling Rob that he was adorable.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. That affirmation is good for me. I appreciate that. Ooh, baby. So then Jim and Michael are getting Dwight in. Well, I should say Jim is getting Dwight into the van. Michael is complaining the whole way. He's
Why
complaining.
is Michael going?
He's the
support. The emergency contact.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
not a very good one, by the way.
For sure. But so he's complaining about having to ride in Meredith's van. He's complaining about not being able to have shotgun,
which he did get.
Of course,
he did.
He is complaining when Jim basically says, "Well, where are we?" Or when Dwight asks, "Where are we going?" Jim says, "Chuck E. Cheese," and Michael is like, "Oh, I'm so sick of Chuck E. Cheese." Which that warrants a sidebar. He doesn't have any kids.
Yeah.
So why is he at Chuck E. Cheese so much that he's tired of it?
Yes.
I don't understand.
I can't
That
even
is one of my favorite parts of the episode, but it just makes no sense.
It is.
And it makes Michael seem
little kid
lover.
Kid lover.
Yeah.
There you go. Was that before this?
No, it's after
This is after
this.
this,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So ridiculous. So then once they get into the van and they're heading down the road, Dwight, of course it's Meredith's vehicle, he discovers an open bottle of booze under the seat.
And this is how I connect to Meredith.
There you
it
go.
is.
Open bottles of booze
In
under
your
my
car.
van.
And Casual Fridays.
Yes, exactly.
He just lets a T-Taw hang out. So Dwight discovers the open bottle of booze and then just chaos ensues in the van. Let's check out this clip.
Drinking.
I found it under the seat.
Oh my God, Dwight,
I'm
put that
thirsty.
down.
No!
Give the bottle to Michael.
No!
Give the
spray
bottle to
bottle.
Michael.
Give it to me.
Dwight,
Just keep your eyes on the road.
He
Give
says
me the
give it to
bottle
me,
or
but
you're
he's not even
fired.
reaching
You can't
for it.
fire me. I don't work in this van. Give it to me. No.
Give me the bottle.
Will you stop?
Give me the bottle,
Michael,
Dwight.
stop.
Just give it.
Michael, stop. Stop.
Stop it. Stop spraying.
Stop.
Give me the bottle. Stop spraying me. Give me the bottle.
Dwight, what is your middle name?
And so now they're at the hospital. Really quick, for the shape that he's in, he's of pretty sound mind to say, "You can't fire me. I don't work in this van."
That is actually my favorite Dwight quote.
Really?
You can't fire me. I don't work in a van.
Oh my
Look at
gosh.
this van. That's awesome.
I love this encounter in the van because we train our dog with a spray bottle, and she
That's awesome.
she hates
That's how
it.
he
It's very
trained my
humane. It's very
husband, too.
humane.
I do
Oh,
my
there
kids
you
that way.
Oh,
Yeah,
baby.
just spray them in the face. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. It works. It works on so many levels. It never stops working, really, is what it comes down to. So now they're at the hospital and they're filling out the paperwork, and we kind of find that maybe Jim was the perfect one to bring Dwight to the hospital because all of the questions that Michael is having such a hard time answering, Jim totally knows. What does the K stand for his middle name? Like, we almost kind of get a little bit of like a glimpse of, while maybe they are rivals, there is a little bit of a friendship, a relationship there. And when Dwight is on the outs, Jim is there to care for him and make sure he, is
that, or he holds all that information for his next prank.
Oh,
See?
baby,
That could be it.
That could be it. And I also love that when he's trying to fill out the paperwork, Michael puts what's the reason for the visit, bringing someone to the hospital. Dang it, Michael.
I like how he had already written it down.
Yeah,
when he asked, he scribbled it out.
just to make sure I got this right.
Yeah.
So then Dwight is in with the doctor, and the doctor basically says, we're going to get you a CAT scan. Michael is hoping that maybe he can get a CAT scan for his foot. He wants to put his foot in there
Just to make sure.
And as they're going in for the CAT scan, it kind of seems like Dwight's a little bit hesitant, like he's kind of scared, maybe. And Michael is like, "Well, I'm sorry, you're gonna go, you're on your own from here on out." And then I just love that he eventually makes the decision. He's like, "You know what? I'm gonna go with you." Strips off the mic, strips off all the metal that he has, and then hops into the room after him.
Why couldn't he do that in the bathroom?
Exactly.
I don't know.
If I'm Michael Scott, wait, let me start that sentence again because that was not okay to say. I'm thinking about Michael Scott and I'm going, at this point, he's made a miraculous recovery and now he's going to be a hero.
Yeah.
For him, he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to hop in for sure.
Yeah.
He's no longer the victim. He's going to be the hero. And then Jim gives a call to Pam. He gives her an update. And as he is updating her, Angela's sort of peeking over the cubicle to kind of listen in on the phone call. And I just love that, like, Pam notices that, and rather than sort of like embarrassing Angela or kind of calling out Angela, she just goes over to like randomly give Oscar an update.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted you to know that he's going to be fine. And
That is so sweet of Pam, though, because she knows something's going on, and she's being a good friend.
Yes, very cool. And then as the episode is wrapping up, Dwight is sort of loading into the CAT scan machine, and Michael just can't resist. He starts to put his foot in, and the lady's just like, "No, don't, no, please, no, don't do it." And he just can't resist. There you go. And so there you go. That is season 2, episode 12. That's The Injury. So good. And as always, we like to throw it out to you guys, the audience, and get some of your reactions. What are some of your favorite moments? And so over on Facebook, Caitlin Chapman, close friend.
Ow, ow.
Good buddy. She said that her favorite part was, how long does it take for you to do something simple every day, like brush your teeth in the morning? I don't know, like 30 seconds? Oh my God, that's 3 times as long as it takes me. Neither one of those is good. Over on Instagram, Emmeline27 said their favorite part was, thank you, Pan.
Yes, that's a good one. I like that one.
Over also on Instagram, Ben J. Sasso said, Pam, please, I have country crock.
Yeah.
And then, surprisingly, 2 people submitted the same exact answer. One of our patrons, House Mouse, and guest
Pope.
I'm a huge fan of the show.
Pope.
Anytime you put anything out, I'm there.
And
Ethan
special
Pope.
guest, Ethan Pope. Ugh, I'm sick of Chuck E. Cheese.
That's the best. That's the best.
I will say, though, I just have to point out, our friend House Mouse spelled it correct. It's Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, you're right.
Ethan, you put Chucky as
Like,
one
he
name
made
and then
it
cheese.
his nickname. Like
I'm sick of
nickname
it.
Chucky.
I'm sick of that freaking Chuck E. Cheese place.
Yeah, so sick of it you can't even spell it right.
That's right. So sick of it.
Is there even one in this state in Utah?
In Chuck E. Cheese?
There has
Wait.
to
Is
The
there a
state
Chuck
of
E.
Chuck E.
Cheese in
Cheese.
Utah?
There's got to be.
Really? I've never seen
That's
one.
right, because his name is Chuck
Chuck
E. Cheese.
Cheese.
What do
Like
you
if
think
you
the
look at his
E-
license,
so
it's like
embarrassed
Chuck
that I said
Edward
Chucky.
Cheese.
Chuck Edward.
Charles Edward Cheese.
It's probably that.
The third.
Doesn't he wear a little hat? He's
Oh
yeah.
my god.
He's very dapper.
Do you think? What do you think the E stands for? Is it Edward?
It's
Chuck?
probably Charles
what-
Edward.
Charles Edward
What
Cheese.
else would it be?
Charles
what
Edward
other?
Cheese.
Oh, wait,
Ethan?
Edgar. Ethan?
Edgar.
Charles
Ethan
Edgar.
would work.
No, it's not. It's not Charles Ethan.
I thought you were gonna be like, it's not a good name.
I feel like Edward is like it flows.
It's
Like
Edward.
Charles Edward
If
Cheese.
I was his mama, it would be Edward.
There you go.
A mouse mama?
If I burst him off
If
a
you
mouse.
gave birth to a
you
large
guys-
pizza slinging mouse
Have you
That
guys
runs a
seen
casino.
that YouTube video?
for kids.
Have you guys seen that YouTube video where mom is pregnant and she asked that like 2 or 3-year-old boy, would you like a baby brother or baby sister? And he goes, how's about a little dog?
So good.
A little dog.
It won like
How's
$10,000
about a
on
little
AFE.
dog? Oh, that's what it was on.
Did
Yeah.
it really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's comedy, ladies and gentlemen. So then this brings us to the part of the episode usually where we'll take a look at a prank that Jim pulled and rate it. There was no prank this time, just Jim
Just
saving.
Michael's life.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just Jim saving the day, taking care of Dwight. But we will take a look at the leaderboard here. So in third place, season 2, episode 5, Halloween, we have Jim and Pam post Dwight's resume all over the internet. 23 out of 30 Shroot Bucks. Second place, season 2, episode 11, The Booze Cruise, all of Dwight's effects in the vending machine. That is 25 out of 30 Shroot Bucks.
Yep.
And still reigning supreme, first place. Season 2, episode 6, The Fight. Jim puts Dwight's desk in the bathroom. 26 Shroot Bucks. The bathroom
liked
that
that
Michael
one.
Scott fell in, by the way. So there you go. The front runner. Now, this brings us to the part of the episode where we like to head over to the Dunder Mifflin subreddit. Take a look at some good quality content that Adam Jones is bringing to the table. And as always, if you want to see what we're talking about right now, then in your podcast player, go to the show notes, and there will be a link that says Dundie Winner. Click on that, and that'll take you straight to what we're getting ready to look at. So let's take a look at what you got, my friend.
Okay, so to give framework for what we're going to look at, I can't believe we haven't covered this yet. Did you guys see articles probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago coming out that NBC will end its contract with Netflix in 2021?
Yes, there's been rumors of this for a very long time, and they've always been shot down. But this one seems like it might be.
I mean, now they're throwing out dates.
Legit.
Yeah, it seems much more legit. And unfortunately, this is just the tech side of me, but everything's becoming more fragmented, and NBC wants to have its live streaming, and Disney's going to have its live streaming. It's getting pulled from Netflix this fall, like all those different pieces.
So dumb.
So it just sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
Andy's snoring already. It sucks.
Yeah, too many words.
So anyways, this user, Drench Love, put up.
That makes me feel so uncomfortable.
You should
just roll
Sounds
with
hot.
it.
It's better than that other one.
Okay, so they had a very helpful tip on Reddit that I thought, oh, we need to make sure that our users understand this. Being a tech person myself, it's very helpful to understand.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of people whine about The Office being removed from Netflix, and I'm amazed you haven't figured out how to fix it yet. You go to Netflix's homepage and click on Contact. Then you will have an option that says Future Deleted Series. And so when you click on that, then you write that you would like to have The Office to be on your account. Apparently there's some law that says that you can get any show to be on your account for an extra fee of $1 per show that you like request to keep or grandfather in somehow. And then this is where it kind of gets tricky, but there's a way to do this. When they contact you, they will come up with a form that you need to fill out, and then you shove it up your butt.
Oh my gosh. That is so good. Dang it.
And that's how
Shove
you
up
keep
your
The
butt.
Office on Netflix.
That's
There
right.
it
On your Netflix
All you have
account.
to do is get the form and shove that form up your butt.
And
love
what is
that.
the brand of your toilet paper?
Great value.
Yep, that'll be up your butt too.
Yeah, that'll be
Oh my
up your butt.
gosh. Oh, that's so good. So we're giving a Dundie to user Drench Love.
Oh, that is awesome.
Ooh.
That's better than under your.
Under your
there you go.
cumbrella.
Oh, hello.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah.
Bringing it back.
Yeah, that was a rude awakening when Adam Jones read that out
Under
live
your
on the air.
bleep.
That's right. Well, that's a post you can just take and shove it.
Yeah, shove it.
You shove it.
No, you shove it.
No, you shove it.
Both of you shove it.
Anyways, okay, so that brings us to the end of the episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. As always, make sure that you subscribe, and if you leave us that 5-star rating, we're going to read it live on the air, so do it.
Why wouldn't you do it?
That's what she said.
That's right. You just do it. You just shove it.
Do it.
Just shove it.
As always, make sure you tell a friend about the show, and check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/anofficepod. For just $3 a month, you get access to the after party at Poor Richard's. We're going to head over there right now, and tonight, in honor of Michael Scott grilling his foot on a Foreman grill, we're going to go around the table and talk about the silliest or most embarrassing injuries that each of us have sustained. So if you're not a patron, you need to go sign up because it's going to be some good stuff. And your homework for next week, make sure that you don't grill your foot on a Foreman.
Mm-hmm. It happens all the time.
Be hard.
Yes, it's hard not to, but try to avoid it. And then you're going to need to watch Season 2, Episode 13, The Secret. Ooh. That's right. It's going to be good. It's gonna be good.
We did that at the same time.
In the same tone,
and then we just pointed at each other for like a minute.
Dude, Ethan.
Yes.
Thanks for sitting in, man.
Thanks
It was
for
good
having me.
It's awesome
I love you
having
guys so
you.
much.
Oh, baby. We'll have you back.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
I'm just going to live here. Is that cool?
Yeah, you can just stay in the
Stay
studio.
here and keep my headphones on.
Yeah, you
Is that
can.
weird?
I'll brush my teeth for 10 seconds. This will be my home now.
Yeah.
That's all. That's awesome. All right. And until next time, I'm Rob.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Andi.
And I'm Ethan.
Oh, and
Got
this
it.
was
Everybody in the conference room.
All right, let's head over to Poor Richard's.